Welcome to another Friday of the pre-Grand Prix, whatever this is. Once again, so let's go quickly as we usually do. Skip the shit, right? Quick news, bam! Let's start with what is already confirmed, something that everybody knows. Haas will retain both drivers, Magnussen and Hülkenberg, for the next year, according to Gunther Steiner. They were not even thinking about other drivers. There were rumors about some rookie drivers from F2 or whatever, but it looks like the experience that they had with Mazepin and Schumacher was not the best. So for now, at least, they will continue with both drivers until the end of next year. We will see what's going to happen next with the Alfa Romeo naming. Maybe they will have some Ferrari pushing back the door. We don't know. Schwartzman will be running in the FP1 with Ferrari instead of Carlos Sainz. You know, every year the teams should use at least a young driver that has some limited experience in the F1, in the FP1. I think it's twice a year. Twice a year, some drivers already counted, considering De Vries, Logan Sargent, and who was the other one? There is a third one that I am forgetting. But anyway, there were three drivers that were already counted as in the first Grand Prix this year. So Alpha Tauri and Williams already have one down. They have to put another one, if I am not mistaken. And all the other teams, such as Red Bull and Ferrari is doing it now. But McLaren, Piastri was the other one. McLaren and all the other ones will have to do it. So we will see when they decide to do it. Usually they will wait until it's the last Grand Prix where everything is already decided. So yeah, maybe Ferrari is not playing anything already, so they decided that this Grand Prix was a good place to put Robert Schwartzman, who is, by the way, the reserve driver of Ferrari, to test the car in the FP1. McLaren, no more excuses. Zach Brown says that they do not have any more big holes to be checking, pending, whatever you want to call it, development. They had some, same like Williams, for example, some installations that were behind the schedule. So they are already working on it. The wind tunnel was not theirs. Now they will apparently have one. Other installations, CFD, whatever. They think that by 2025, they should be able to start pushing for the championship. We can see that the car this year is already kind of good, right? They were going well in Silverstone, they were going well in Hungaroring, very different racetracks. So McLaren are expected to go fast for the rest of the season and the following seasons as well. Perhaps not fighting for the championship yet, but we will see if this is true and they do not have excuses anymore to fight for the championship in the near future. Lewis Hamilton, Ferrari says no to Hamilton. Ferrari, or Frederick Vasseur, was asked again and again and again by the possibility of Lewis Hamilton going to Ferrari, saying that Hamilton is kind of stuck with negotiations with Mercedes, or not. Probably maybe they already signed it, but they will not say it. So it is hinted, whatever, that Hamilton might be going to Ferrari to finish his career there, right? So far, Vasseur says no. But you know what people say, right? I don't know anything about this, maybe or not, blah, blah, blah. And then actually things happen. Looks like not. Leclerc probably will stay in Ferrari. And maybe Carlos Sainz until the end of 2025, because there's strong rumors saying that Sainz might be going to Audi after that, like his father, right? So for now, at least, no. We will see what happens with this, because if Hamilton goes to Ferrari, maybe Leclerc will go to Mercedes. Or somebody else will go to Mercedes. We don't know. But what's going to happen? If Leclerc doesn't exit, that means that Carlos Sainz is going to leave. So we will see about that, because there will be money involved. And it's as well Stroll considering to switch to tennis. I mean, the results are there, right? After how long he was in F1 since 2016-ish, 16, 17, something like this. And he hasn't achieved anything compared to other drivers, for example, that with same results are already out of F1. His father is the owner of the team, so that's why he's there. Otherwise, I'm kind of sure that Aston Martin would have looked somewhere else some time ago already. He is rumored to be considering to switch to tennis, a sport that he already practiced before. We will see what's going to happen with that, because he is getting a lot of heat because of his results. Let's not forget, he's fighting with Fernando Alonso. Yes, but Alonso is already 43 years old. So Lance Stroll should have the youth in his part, right? And Aston Martin is backing Lance Stroll thus far. They will consider keeping him for next year as well. We will see what's going to happen next, because it's not just about the team as well. Looks like Lance Stroll's mental, defense, endurance is starting to wear off. And he still has the age to try to do some other things as well, even though his father is multimillionaire. Looks like he wants to focus on doing sports and stuff. So is his time in F1 running short Drugovich in the Aston Martin next year? We will see about that. Let's not forget, his contract is one of the few, actually it's the only one, that doesn't have an ending. His contract goes year after year after year until his father or him say it's enough, right? Alexander Albon is going to stay in Williams. That's what he said, that he's concentrated in Williams, with the Williams team having a plan that is improving year after year after year. Let's not forget that Williams, like McLaren, for example, does have some infrastructure problem. They are far behind in several stuff that they need to invest money on. And investing money on those stuff is not very easy with a cost cap. So it will take a long time for Williams to try to improve everything and also go to the front with the car. So he will stay there unless a top team comes for him. That's what he said. He's okay, he's committed to Williams, he's pushing with Williams, and as long as they keep improving year after year, which comparing with what happened last year until this year, the car has clearly improved. They, of course, have the benefit of using more hours of CFD and wind tunnel and everything. But if that doesn't happen, maybe he will switch teams. On the other hand, as like he said, if a top team comes for him, he might leave. And one of those top teams, it is rumored that was going to be Ferrari instead of Carlos Sainz in 2025. So stay tuned for this. Logan Sargent is the next driver in target after De Vries was fired. His results are poor. He's a rookie, yes, but in the first races, of course, Bahrain and all these racetracks, perhaps he didn't know them, like Melbourne, right? The European racetracks, he knew them. He has raced there before in F2, F3, other categories. And still, he was really far behind Alexander Albon. He has 10 races to convince Williams to stay in the team. He has contract for this year until the end of the year. Williams is backing him, same like Aston Martin with Stroll. We will see what's going to happen with that, because there's a lot of hungry drivers looking for that seat. Mercedes drivers. Why do I say Mercedes drivers? Williams has the Mercedes engine, and Williams needs money. What does this mean? That if they can get a discount in the engines for having a Mercedes driver there, right? Let's say that instead of paying, 20 million for the engines for the whole, or the power units, right? For the whole season, perhaps they can get a discount, and instead of paying 20, pay, 15, 10, 12, whatever, right? Those 5, 7, 10 million can be used to improve other areas that they need. So instead of Logan Sargent, if they put Frederick Versti, which by the way should be faster than Logan Sargent, or Mick Schumacher, which is another one, which I don't think so, it could be good news for Williams. So Logan Sargent has 10 races to try to prove himself to the Williams team, to the F1. In case that Williams doesn't renew his contract, he can go and try his luck somewhere else. Otherwise, he might end up in the IndyCar like other drivers, right? And Felipe Massa, as we know, has been trying to sue against the FIA ruling that gave the championship to Hamilton in 2008. After the Singapore Crashgate, the FIA knew it like 1 week after or whatever, and they did nothing until Hamilton had the trophy, which according to the sport regulations, they know that once the trophy in the official gala is handled, nothing can be done about it. This is why, for example, in 2021, Mercedes had until the gala day to try to do something about Verstappen's title, but Mercedes decided that was against sportsmanship, let's say, right? The rules are there, and this is why people are confident that nothing will happen about this. People also voices say that Massa, like all the other drivers that have been in F1, especially lately, they know the regulations and they know that the FIA made the rule that after the trophy is handled in the gala, it cannot be taken away. So I'm gonna know that this is going nowhere, and Hamilton has no threat about that race. So concentrating back in Zandvoort, let's check about the race. This is the racetrack. As you know, there's only 2 DRS zones. As you can see, the main straight, look at how long is the DRS. You have the other one here, and these actually are the only overtaking points. The rest of the racetrack is a very narrow racetrack. You do have some high-speed corners here and here, if you consider these ones as well. These are very slow, kind of slow, fast, slow. It's a slow racetrack with a couple of high-speed corners. Overtaking in any other area than the DRS ones is impossible. There's no speed, there's no opportunity, it's narrow, it's full of corners and stuff, so boring Grand Prix ahead. Unless it's raining, by the way. Very important. Because the predictions are that it might rain something similar to what happened in Belgium, right? So this is the thing. The chances of rain are actually 40%, 40%. The race temperatures 18 degrees, qualifying temperature 18 degrees. As you can see, FP1, FP2, kind of 18, 20 degrees-ish. So it's cold, not very warm. We will see what's going to happen with that, because some cars that have the tire management problems, like Haas and previously Ferrari, let's see if they could solve it or not, can be benefited by this. And other teams, such as, for example, Red Bull, that have a problem putting the temperature in the tire, might have issues, especially for the qualifying on Saturday, right? We will see what's going to happen with that. And let's see if there is rain actually or not. 40% chance it might rain, especially Sunday morning might rain. We will see what's going to happen with that. But it could be actually interesting if we have a rainy race for Netherlands. What else do we have? The racetrack. Traction is important. Why? Slow corners equal to you need traction to try to accelerate as fast as possible. Tire stress 5. Like I said, there's high-speed corners as well. And you can see here on the left side, right? Those ones. And the banking as well. It's a right turning side. So it's going to be an interesting Grand Prix. Asphalt grip 2, even though it's used kind of the rest of the year by other lower categories. It's next to the sea, and this makes it kind of rainy, so there's not a lot of grip at the beginning, right? Braking 3, there's not big braking points. There's only like 2 or 3. On the racetrack, it's a kind of short racetrack. You can see it's here, 4.2 kilometers and 72 laps. A lot. In a racetrack where you cannot overtake almost. Asphalt abrasion 3, it's okay for the race tires, right? Track evolution 4, of course, like kind of like a street racetrack. As the more you use it, the more grip you will have. So times will improve as the weekend goes by, unless it rains. Lateral force 4, high-speed corners, like I said. Downforce 4. You don't need a lot of straight line speed, but you do need corner speed. So downforce is an important matter. C1, C2, and C3, which is kind of the hardest for some reason. And this is more or less it. So let's go to the prediction, right? How is it going to look like? Is Red Bull going to do another one too? Well, I don't think so. I would like to mix a little bit stuff. I'm going to say pole position for Max Verstappen. Yeah. I'm going to say victory for Max Verstappen. Kind of easy, right? Verstappen has won in Zandvoort in all the editions that we raced here, which is since 2021, if I'm not mistaken. And I'm gonna guess that it will continue to be the same. People are expecting him to win He has the best car, by the way. So we will see. Mercedes are bringing some upgrades. Most teams are bringing some upgrades after the summer break, so we will see. They're kind of confident, so I'm going to say that Lewis Hamilton will be there in the podium with Lando Norris in the McLaren. Perez fourth, Oscar Piastri fifth, Leclerc, I'm going to put them sixth. I don't think this is a good race for Ferrari. Could be wrong, but anyway. Russell seventh, Sainz, Alonso, and Gasly. Maybe this racetrack is actually good for the Alpine. So the FP1 actually is right now happening. We will see what's going to happen there. Stay tuned, and we will see you after either the qualifying or the race as per usual. Stay tuned.